Have you ever noticed how life seems to send you messages when you're most in need of them? Almost as if something unseen is trying to reach you. Carl Jung once spoke of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that are far too precise to be random. He believed they were signs from the deeper layers of the psyche, guiding us toward truth, purpose, and transformation. What Jung called synchronicity, many describe as the gentle whispers of a guardian angel. Subtle signals meant to remind you that you are not walking this path alone. Your guardian angel wants you to know something today, something that speaks directly to the struggles you've been carrying in silence. Life has not abandoned you. Every delay, every heartbreak, every closed door has been shaping you, guiding you, preparing you for what lies ahead. And if you listen closely, not with fear, but with openness, you'll realize that the very signs you've been ignoring are actually invitations to step into alignment with your true path. There are moments in life when the silence around you feels heavy, when it seems as though no one truly sees what you are carrying, and even the people closest to you cannot step into the depths of what you feel. In those moments, you may convince yourself that you are completely alone, abandoned in a world that appears indifferent to your struggles. Yet, what you do not always recognize is that solitude is not emptiness. Even in the silence, a presence walks beside you. There is something watching over you, moving with you, and holding you when you cannot hold yourself. Your guardian angel does not need to announce itself in grand displays, because it has been there all along, woven into the unseen fabric of your existence. When the weight of your burdens becomes too much, when you cry quietly into the night, where no one else can hear, there is a witness who never turns away. That invisible companion gathers your tears, not as wasted sorrow, but as sacred proof of your endurance. And though you may think no one notices your pain, you are wrong, because the unseen always notices. That is why you are still here despite everything you thought would break you. Something has been sustaining you beyond your own strength, carrying you across bridges you didn't even realize were collapsing beneath your feet. It is a strange paradox of life that the loneliest seasons are often the ones most filled with invisible guidance. You may look back at times when you should not have made it, when everything pointed toward defeat, and yet somehow you emerged stronger, wiser, and even more alive. That was not luck. That was not coincidence. That was the quiet presence of your guardian angel, standing with you in battles that no one else knew you were fighting. Think about the moments when you felt a sudden calm, even after hours of despair. Think about the gentle nudge that whispered, "Keep going," when you were ready to give up. Think about the stranger who appeared at the exact right time, the friend who called out of nowhere, the unexpected light that broke into your darkest day. These were not accidents. These were reminders that you are not wandering through this life unprotected. Your angel does not need to shout because it is always near. It works in subtle ways, not to control your path, but to remind you that you are never walking it alone. It is why you still find the courage to rise every morning, even when yesterday left you exhausted. It is why a spark of hope never completely dies inside you, no matter how many storms you endure. That spark is evidence of a greater hand holding yours, guiding you through the uncertainty. So when the world tells you that you are forgotten, when loneliness convinces you that you are invisible, remember that what is invisible is often the most powerful. Just because you cannot see your guardian angel does not mean it is not there. The air you breathe is invisible too, yet without it, you would not survive. In the same way, your angel sustains you quietly, faithfully, and without needing recognition. There will always be times when you doubt, when you wonder why you feel abandoned if such a presence truly exists. But understand this, you are not meant to always feel it, because faith is not born in certainty, it is born in trust. Your angel is not here to erase the struggles, but to make sure the struggles do not erase you. That is why you have endured things you once thought would be the end. That is why you are still standing when so much tried to bring you down. And perhaps the most beautiful truth is this: even in your loneliest nights, you have never truly been alone. The silence you thought was emptiness was actually a sacred companionship. The quiet presence you could not name was the very thing keeping you alive. The arms that lifted you when you collapsed were not your own. And if you pause even for a moment, you will feel it, not outside of you, but within you, woven into the very fabric of your being. You are never truly alone. There are times when you stand before a closed door, knocking with all the strength you have, begging for it to open, believing that what lies behind it is the answer to your prayers. You push, you wait, you plead, and yet nothing moves. The silence that follows can feel like rejection, as if life has turned its back on you, as if you are not worthy of receiving what you asked for. But what if that silence is not punishment? What if the very delay that frustrates you is the protection that saves you? What if the unanswered prayer is not a denial, but a redirection towards something far greater than you can imagine? So often, we misinterpret timing. We assume that if we do not have it now, it means it will never be ours. Yet delay is not absence, and waiting is not failure. The universe has a rhythm of its own, and your guardian angel understands this rhythm better than you ever could. It sees the path ahead with clarity you cannot yet access, and sometimes it holds you back, not because you are undeserving, but because what waits for you requires a stronger, wiser, more prepared version of yourself. Think about the moments in your past when something did not work out the way you desperately wanted it to. At the time, you may have felt broken, even betrayed, by the way events unfolded. But later, with distance, you saw it differently. You realized that if you had been given what you wanted then, it would have harmed you, limited you, or even destroyed you. The relationship that ended, the opportunity that fell apart, the dream that collapsed. It felt like loss, but in truth, it was a form of divine protection. Something was being kept from you because something better was waiting for you. Your guardian angel does not measure life by your impatience. It measures by alignment, by right timing, by unseen connections that must come together for the story to unfold as it should. That is why some doors close, even when you are ready to run through them. Not because you are unworthy, but because the timing would have hurt more than it helped. A fruit picked before it ripens will never taste as sweet, and a blessing received too soon can become a burden instead of a gift. It takes trust to accept this. It takes humility to surrender to delays without bitterness. But your guardian angel wants you to know that the obstacles in front of you are not punishments. They are shields. They are protecting you from roads that would have led you into pain you do not need to experience, from choices that would have stolen your peace, from people who would not have valued your soul. The delay is not the end of your path. It is a redirection towards something better than what you thought you needed. And if you listen carefully, you may even notice the subtle ways life nudges you when it withholds. The rejection letter that closed one opportunity was actually freeing you for the one that aligned with your deeper calling. The friendship that ended was clearing space for one that would love you in truth. The failure that knocked you down was shaping resilience you could not have built any other way. Your angel whispers through these delays, saying, "Not here, not yet, not this way." And though it hurts to wait, it hurts far less than what you would endure if you rushed into what was never meant for you. You are being guided even when you do not understand it. Every delay, every detour, every closed door carries purpose, even if that purpose is invisible in the moment. You will look back one day and see that the very things you thought were obstacles were actually guardians, keeping you safe until the right time, the right place, and the right people arrived in your life. So instead of fighting the silence, trust the stillness. Instead of resenting the delay, honor it. Because delay is not denial, and protection often feels like disappointment until you see what it saved you from. Your guardian angel is not punishing you by holding back. It is saving you for something that matches the depth of your spirit. The delays are not against you, they are for you. There is a kind of wisdom that can only be born out of pain. As much as we may try to avoid it, as much as we wish life could unfold without the heartbreaks, the losses, and the disappointments, the truth is that our deepest growth often rises out of our deepest wounds. Your guardian angel wants you to understand that the moments that broke you were not without meaning. Every tear, every sleepless night, every ache in your chest carried a message, a lesson, a hidden gift that could not have been given to you in any other way. When you look back at the struggles you've endured, you may still feel the sting of what happened. But you can also sense the ways it shaped you. Pain forces you to stop running from yourself. It strips away illusions and reveals truths you might have ignored when life was comfortable. It humbles the ego, it softens the heart, and it strengthens the spirit. It reminds you of what truly matters. What once felt like a wound becomes the soil in which your transformation takes root. Think of the heartbreak that shattered your trust. At first, it felt like betrayal had stolen something irreplaceable from you. But slowly, as the days turned into months, you realized that what was taken was not meant to stay. You began to see how that pain pushed you to draw boundaries, to honor your worth, to no longer settle for what diminished you. The heartbreak was a teacher in disguise, and your guardian angel was beside you the entire time, guiding you not toward despair, but toward awakening. Think also of the moments of loss, when you were left standing in the aftermath of something you thought you could not live without. In that emptiness, you felt as though life had abandoned you. Yet what seemed like the end was actually the beginning of a new kind of strength. Your guardian angel wants you to know that grief itself has power. It stretches the soul, teaching compassion, patience, and resilience. Loss can never be erased, but it becomes a source of wisdom that allows you to comfort others, to stand as living proof that healing is possible, and to carry a depth of empathy you never had before. Even failure, the kind that humiliates you and makes you question your abilities, carries hidden guidance. The closed doors and missed chances may sting, but failure redirects you toward paths that fit your purpose more truthfully. Your angel does not see failure as the end, but as a recalibration. Every mistake teaches you more than success ever could. Every fall strengthens your ability to rise again. Pain becomes a compass, pointing you back to the parts of yourself that need to be reclaimed. Your angel wants you to stop seeing your pain as wasted. It is not punishment, nor is it evidence that you are forgotten. Pain is not here to destroy you. It is here to awaken you. Without it, you would remain unchanged, clinging to the old, avoiding the truth, and resisting growth. With it, you are sculpted into someone wiser, stronger, more capable of carrying the blessings that are on their way to you.
Welcome to Carl Jung Vision, where we dive deep into the wisdom that changes lives. Today's thought is centered around the powerful line, "One night can change it all." Carl Jung reminds us that transformation often happens in moments we least expect. A single experience, a dream, or even a sudden realization in the stillness of night can awaken us to truths hidden within our unconscious. Jung believed that the unconscious communicates through dreams, symbols, and emotions. Sometimes, in just one night, a dream can reveal the deepest fears, hidden desires, or even the path toward healing. That single night can shift your perspective, bringing light to the parts of yourself you never dared to face. One night can break you, or it can make you stronger. It can end an old chapter or begin a new journey. Jung's psychology teaches us that nothing is meaningless. Every experience, even in one night, carries the potential for growth and transformation. So remember, no matter how heavy the darkness feels, one night can be the doorway to change, healing, and awakening to your true self. Embrace the possibility, because transformation is always just a moment away.